Good morning. I'm wearing my hat at a jaunty angle like this because just protecting myself from the morning sun that's over there, which is probably not a very good way for me to frame you, is it? Or frame me. There you go, now you can't see my face at all. Day 13. Unlucky for some, and hopefully not for us. I had a chat with the proprietor of my campsite last night about the course or the route that I'd mapped out, because I was a bit concerned about some of the roads that it was taking in. So I've just realised that I've interrupted myself as I'm walking and talking here. So I'm interrupting myself again to let you know that the campsite owner said that my route looked like a good and safe route apart from the last few miles. And the last few miles she didn't really have an opinion on because she'd not really travelled on that road. But as you'll see later on, it was that critical last few miles that I could have really done with some advice on. What? I slept like a little baby last night. And by that I don't mean that I cried all night and wet myself. I meant I was just gone. Did have to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning for the usual sort of stuff, and there is zero light pollution here. The stars were absolutely incredible. So I am recharged and I'm ready to go for day 13. So hopefully we'll get there at Vallis Veg, I think the next stop is, and we'll see some nice sights along the way. So I've just posted on a short on YouTube, just wondering why farmers would plant their crops at different times. I don't know whether you can see there. Let me just put you up further. Got some that's green, like a strip down the middle of the field that's green there, which is clearly planted after the other crops, and I just wondered why. Does anyone know? Maybe the crops failed initially? I don't know. I'd really like to know. It's just bugging me now. I'm walking across these walking down this track and seeing this field, and I can't think of a reasonable reason why you would do that or why that's needed. So if there's a legitimate reason, someone please put my mind at rest. Oh, I wanted to say a little bit about my stay last night. I'll put a link to the place in the description. I had my reservations to begin with. I was thinking, it doesn't look, I couldn't find the amenities. Yeah, looking online, I was thinking, I can't really see any showers or anything like that. Anyway, I turned up. Amazing. What an amazing place. So there's an area for, pitching your tents. They had bell tents there, which I highly recommend, by the way. I was really tempted. I think at the time of recording they're 90 quid a night, which sounds like a lot, but it sleeps 4 people. So there are 4 single beds in there, and obviously if there's a couple of you, then you can push the beds together. But yeah, for 4 people, I thought that was a bargain. All tea, coffee making facilities, electric that you can use in there's like a how can I best describe it? I guess like an honesty tuck shop. So you go in, it's a shop, but also with sinks, washing up facilities, fully decked out kitchen, with all the utensils that you could ever need. So I managed to recharge my power bank, and thank you so much to Catherine, who runs the place. Really, really good site, and I really recommend it. It's really great. And the Honesty Tuck Shop, I spent a good few pounds in there, but I managed to make up for the calories, let's say, that I'd lost over the last few days. And yeah, it was really needed, and very quiet. You're in the middle of nowhere, and I think I already mentioned getting up in the middle of the night, zero light pollution. So if you're a keen astrophotographer, then why not get out to this place, because it's, you've got everything on hand. Set your tripod up. In fact, that's not a bad idea. I might be back to do exactly that, stay for a few nights just to get some astrophotography done. Yeah, lovely place. So I wasn't expecting to go there. I did go there, and I'm really happy I did go there. Yeah, so we've arrived here at the International Conference of Llamas, and today we're just discussing the merits of living up on the Salisbury Hills. Could I just have an interview with one of you, please? Any words for our viewers? No? Well, I'll take your silence as you really enjoy it up here, and it's nice to meet you. Enjoy your day. Thank you very much. Insightful stuff, I think you'll find. So I've just been following the trail. I haven't got the microphone at the moment, but there is no wind and no other noise, so hopefully the sound is acceptable. Just been walking down the trail though, and it looked like on my map that the trail just went straight across the field, and I thought it doesn't look right, and then so now I've taken to this road to walk around it, and I'm thankful that I did. Just goes to show how careful you've got to be. The field that my route went across was actually a shooting range. Nobody's shooting at the moment, but yeah, I'd seen a big marquee half a field away. It just looked out of place, like it was just plonked in the middle of a field. I did hear some gunshot last night, so I can only assume it came from here. I'm definitely within audible range of the campsite that I stayed at last night. So yeah, there we go. Be careful when you're out there, folks, lest you get your head shot off. We're just coming up to a village, and I hope it's a village, because I am a little low on water. I just took a moment to look around me, and as you can see, very cloudy. But if we go back to where I've been, oh dear me, hopefully, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, it's raining over where I camped last night, because as I mentioned earlier, the campsite is in desperate need, or the animals there are in desperate need for rain. So I hope that lot's for you, Catherine. Check this out. This is a churchyard. St Leonard's Old Church. Oh, there you go. St Leonard's Church. I'll leave a link in the description, obviously. What a peaceful place. So I could see this church from a distance. It's the Church of St John the Evangelist, Sutton Vaney, V-E-N-Y, Sutton Vaney. That's where the Commonwealth War graves are. So I could see that for miles and miles away. It's a shame it's got scaffolding around it at the moment. Well, I say shame. It's good that they're doing something about whatever is the problem. There we go. Good news. I found a pub. Bad news, it was shut, which means I still have no water, and it is about a mile and a half later. Been checking the map out. Ironically, I'm going through some more wetlands, so water everywhere and not a drop to drink. Well, it has to be said, wherever it was I just walked through was not very nice. As in, I'm sure it's a nice enough place, but I just walked through a load of housing estates. Never mind, you've got to take the rough with the smooth. You've got to take the rough with the smooth. Hey, look at this, what we're coming into. Countryside. Who'd have thunk it? Public bridleway to Corsley. Corsley, we're on our way. Foot update. Or feet update. The feet aren't as painful as they have been the last few days, and the heat rash went down considerably. So I have no idea why it flared up like it did on day 11. So yeah, very strange that was, but everything seems to be under control now. Haven't had to take any painkillers, but I think the secret is getting some sleep. Sleep, the great healer. Sleep and obviously food, and lots of varied food. So yeah, the feet are doing okay, and I'm only about 2 hours away from the rest stop for today. Right, so not far away from the road that I've been dreading. And so far, so good. I can hear though there's a lot of traffic on this road, so it might be dodge the bumper for a mile or so, or I might just look on the Ordnance Survey to see if I can circumnavigate it in some way. Got to get through a field of horses. Have you got a word for our sponsors? Look at the flies around your nose. Do you want to say hello? I don't want to spook you. Well, That was an absolute solid no from me. That was a horror show of a road. About 1 foot, if that, of verge with lorries, as you know, and everything smaller than a lorry trucking along there at national highest speed limit, 60 miles an hour. Nah, not for me. So now I've added on, could be another 5 miles off, no idea, but I've just taken to this pathway which gets me a little closer to Frome. I'm going to see what the village is like, the next village along is like, because that might have, my thinking is villages will have footpaths. You'd hope they have footpaths anyway, and certainly they would have speed restrictions, so let's see what happens. I'm taking a much bigger detour now, and it's funny, isn't it, when before I was saying feet not too bad and I was in high spirits, and the minute that I've had to add miles on, my feet have started complaining. So I think that's just psychological, so I'm going to ignore that. I'm hoping I've had a touch here, because this road doesn't seem to be as busy, and yet on a map it looks like the same road. A footpath of all things, a footpath. How about that, you know? Pedestrians not getting killed. Awesome. Imagine this road with no footpath. As you can see, no footpath down there, it only starts here. That wouldn't have been fun, would it? So I'm glad I took that detour. Life's worth living. At last. Well, I just made my way through Frome. I didn't enjoy myself, but it's done now. It's ticked off the list. One more large place. I think because it's rush hour as well, didn't help. Just felt like I was sucking on a car exhaust pipe. Oh, absolutely hideous. I used to live in a city, and I don't know how people do it, to be honest. It's the end of another walking day, and we're making our way down to Vallis Veg. And the place is Vallis, and they make and sell veg. True story. So, hope you've enjoyed it. I might show you a little snippet of what the campsite's like after I've said my goodbyes. But yeah, take care of each other. A friend of mine's relative is very poorly, so yeah, take care of each other. Give your loved ones a hug, and I'll see you tomorrow. That's my camping spot. This place is awesome. It's a little white thing over there, and there, that is my water. There are no hot showers. You have a bucket and a scoop, and you wash that way. Amazing. I love it. Catch you tomorrow.